Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to do an update to the very popular video I did last week, which was titled, I, a 32-year-old male, overheard my girlfriend, a 32-year-old female, tell her sister that she is dating down being with me because she makes more money than me. And a surprise, I don't have roommates as I make $135,000 a year and she makes $205,000 a year. And guys, as a quick recap, because I know many of you guys saw this, but some people are new coming into this. This is an update to the video I did last week, like I said in the title, where this guy, he'd been with his girlfriend for 8 months, thought everything was great, and he overheard his girlfriend having a conversation with her sister, pretty much saying that she's dated down with the guy that she's with because, wait for it, he only makes $135,000 a year, meanwhile she makes $205,000. And that pretty much that she feels like this isn't the life that she envisioned and all that. No joke. Now guys, $135,000 a year, especially when you're 32 years old, is pretty damn good. Now they live in New York City. Now obviously these coastal cities are very, very expensive places to live. I live near Boston, so I understand that. Cities like Boston, New York City, San Francisco, Seattle, Los Angeles, you get the point. Very, very high cost of living. But still, $135K at 32 years old is pretty damn good. And she's making $205,000. So if they're together, and let's just say for argument's sake that they wanted to get married, the combined income, they're living large. They're doing well. But because of female hypergamy, and how women always want to have a guy that does better than them so they can feel like they got a prize, she's dating down with him, right? Even though he's a good guy, obviously, they have a good thing going. Nope. She'd rather probably have a guy that makes more money, makes at least $300,000 a year or more, and treats her like crap because at least then she's got a prize. Women always want a guy they can look up to, okay, to feel like they get a prize. Even if he made the same amount as her with $205,000, then she'd still feel like she's settling because, okay, fine, he makes the same amount as me, but still she didn't get a prize. It's ridiculous. Now, the story ended with him confronting her about this and not taking her crap, which was awesome. But what I pieced together by reading that story, the guy is a bit of a beta. Absolutely, there are just little things I pieced together there, and the fact that he's with her says a lot. But it ended with him confronting her about it, and she, to no surprise, twisted things around to make it like he was the bad guy, that he was insecure, and talked about his ego, and he just walked out on her. That's it. I'm out of here. We're done. And it ended with her trying to get back in touch with him and all that. And I said, Garrett, that's probably because she's 32 and realizes that she doesn't have a whole lot of prospects and probably wants to get married soon, not be alone. That's why. Even though she felt like she was dating down. So this is going to pick up where I left off, where the guy left, and she's trying to reach out with him. And by the way, guys, if you thought that she was a giant asshole the first time around in the first story, that doesn't even come close to what she's like in this story. You're really going to see her true colors. So, getting into it, he starts out saying, first of all, thank you for your comments. When I made the post, I was unsure if I was overreacting. I still don't want to see 8 months go down the drain, especially considering the fact that we had such a good time together so far. Well, that's because you're in the honeymoon period. It usually goes pretty well in the beginning because everything's brand new and your hopes are high and everything's brand new. People can hide who they are for a while, but eventually the true colors start to come out. And her true colors, they came out. So that's why you bailed. That was your knee-jerk reaction, and that was good. But now you're having doubts. No. But you're going to see he was obviously right the first time. So I really wanted to see what she would say. But I would stick to my views that I wasn't going to be treated as a second tier. Well, good for you for sticking to your views and sticking to your gut about that. But the fact that you're giving her a second chance when she made it abundantly clear what she really thought about you is stupid. Don't waste your time. But he learns. He says, hey guys, I decided to update you guys on what went down. I moved back into my apartment and my girlfriend went up to Connecticut to her family's apartment. We talked to each other on the phone. My girlfriend starts saying that she misses me and wants to put this behind us. She's doing that because she knows she's 32 years old and the clock is ticking, and her days of being able to easily attract guys like she did in her 20s, which he mentioned that she definitely started to date the bad boys, so to speak, but they didn't want anything to do with her once they pumped and dumped. She realizes that I made an investment of 8 months with this guy. I don't want to be alone because women think when they're in their early 30s, if they don't have a guy, if they don't have a ring on their finger as an engagement ring, or aren't somewhat on the way to the altar, then they start freaking out. That's what's going on here. She doesn't give a shit about this guy. She gives a shit about how she looks. And you will see. She says that she was being general when talking to her sister, and it's unfair to compare architecture salaries to tech, as architecture is more of an art than engineering. That architecture is a lot about design, while tech is about solving problems. He's an architect, by the way, in case you guys forgot, and she is in tech. I get annoyed and tell her even if we were at different parts of her career, it doesn't mean you are dating down. Good. See, she can't let this shit go. And immediately, you know what I mean? She thinks she's better than him because she makes more money. Guys, I've said this before and I'll say it again. You want to be in a situation you make more. A lot of the feminists, ooh, I said that word, they say, oh, both parties, the woman can make more and everything will be fine. No, it's not fine, because I've done countless stories on this where the woman makes more and she starts treating the guy differently. Before he made more and it was different, but she starts making more and all of a sudden she's the queen and starts treating him differently and seeing him differently because she feels like she's being held back, or she's marrying down, or something like that, you know? And a lot of times these types, they have kids, and the woman tries to convince the guy to stay home with the kid, be Mr. Mom, and she goes home and works and brings home the bacon, and things get worse because she's in the traditional provider role, the masculine role, and he's in the caretaker, feminine role, and the dynamics get worse. It gets all out of whack. There's fighting, there's tension, there's turmoil. She starts cheating, it happens. He may start cheating, and it's just a big mess. It's always better if the guy's making more and she feels like she's getting a prize. The guy gets treated much better in that situation. A lot of people aren't going to like hearing that. I'm going to get comments in this section about, I'll get guys saying, my wife makes more than me and everything's great. It's going to happen. You can read the comments, guys. You're going to see me get some hate, but it's the truth. Anyway, had to get that out there. I got a lot of energy here at 9:30 in the morning here on Tuesday. He says, honestly, I was getting more and more upset. I realized that back in the day when I supported her, I really just built up her ego when I used to call her brilliant and talented. See? He was validating her. I tell you guys, don't validate women. Don't compliment women, okay? If you're going to do it sparingly, very rarely. It's just like gifts. Okay, you got a girlfriend, you've been with her for a while, and she treats you well, and she's loyal, and she's supportive, and not a pain in the butt. Okay, cool. Every once in a while, you can get her a gift, but not all the time. You know, maybe birthday or Valentine's Day. And the same thing was with compliments. Keep it sparingly. Otherwise, egos are built up. It's unfortunate that it's that way. It'd be a great, perfect world where you can give your girl gifts, where you can give your girl compliments and all that. You do too much of it, that type of stuff happens. It is what it is, guys. He says, we start talking more, and she starts going off on how her accomplishments are super impressive because she is a woman, and that she would be an architect at a FANG company if she was a white man. So we got two things here going on. We got the whole, it's more impressive because she's a woman, this effing crap, and now we're dealing with the whole white man thing. And by the way, if you don't know, a FANG company, it's an acronym for Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, in case you guys didn't know. So she's something, guys. I told you her true colors are going to come out. I was like, okay, you know that's not working out, nor will it work out. She then says that I wasted her time, that we dated for all this time, and I'd break up with her over the smallest thing. What a load of shit. She started the problem. She said flat out, you're not good enough for me, that she's dating down, that this isn't the life she envisioned. What, with a guy that probably treats her really well, that does very, very well for his age, that's going places? Architects, to my knowledge, aren't going to make as much in the beginning, but as they get a lot more experience and so forth over the years, their salaries will definitely skyrocket in time. While a lot of software people can get off, they may make more money early on, is what I've heard. Unbelievable. He was wasting her time. She was wasting his time, damn it. Said she doesn't mind being the breadwinner, that my male ego couldn't handle the fact that a woman was doing better than me. That's bullshit. You could tell from the first story that he was totally cool with the situation. He didn't feel emasculated, only until he overheard her talk about him in that way. Okay, he didn't care about that. And she talked about the breadwinner. It's not like they were living together and she was paying all the bills. Okay, and he said in the beginning when they started dating that he was paying for the dates majority of the time. You see the giant ego here? You see what the problem is? He says, I didn't want to fight, so I told her, yup, and she gets even angrier. Starts saying how she loved me, took care of me and supported me, and even paid for me, and this is how I treat her. What a load of shit. Guys, this is why I also tell you in many videos, don't fight with women. Don't argue with women. You're not going to win because they're going to twist things around and throw emotion and nasty insults and all that. The best thing you can do if a discussion turns into a fight or an argument is to walk away and say pretty much, hey, when you calm down and when you're ready to have an adult conversation where you're not insulting me, then we can talk. Boom, I'm out of here. And you walk. It doesn't make a difference if you're having this, what becomes a fight in your apartment or your house or in the car or out in the parking lot or at the mall, wherever you go. You walk. You do not stay there and fight with them, because otherwise you get down to their level, and if you start yelling and carrying on and getting emotional, you're acting like a woman. Okay, you leave. Okay, because most guys won't do that. Most guys will just stand there and take it like a little bitch. You walk. You don't fight with them. It's not going to work. And believe me, yes, they'll get pissed off initially, and if they get pissed off, so what? Okay, because ultimately they will come crawling back to you. And if they don't, who cares? She's an asshole anyway. She then goes off on saying that she did date down. See, the true colors are coming out. She meant what she said on that phone call. She told me, good luck on finding some bimbo that works at a gym. He says, my ex worked at Equinox as a personal trainer, and she was jealous of her. And that maybe that they will be impressed by a date at Olive Garden. He says, I never took her there. And my studio apartment. Man, you know what? I don't say this word very often. Actually, I can't say it on YouTube, but she is definitely that four-letter word that starts with a C, that ends with a T, and rhymes with bunt. That's what she is. Good luck with this woman. She's obviously an F-ness, by the way, with her attitude, and she's in her 30s, because she ain't in her 20s anymore. Find the guy. You think her making $205,000 a year, and obviously feels like a guy that makes $135 is dating down? Do you think she's going to find a dude that makes $300,000 a year or more, which would probably be barely acceptable for her, is going to choose her in her 30s, and is an F-ness, and has the attitude that she has? Good luck. Those guys are going to be dating hot women that don't have an attitude, that aren't F-ness, that are in their 20s. So good luck to her. She's telling him good luck. He's going to do just fine. Goes on, and she starts saying, and she starts saying more stuff to piss me off and hurt me more. This is why you don't fight with women. This guy should have this guy shouldn't have taken her calls to begin with. Okay, let me make that clear. It should have been over at the end of the first story. But I told you before, the guy's kind of a beta. It comes out, and here we are. Okay, he should have done it the first time, and here we go. He should have walked. And she starts saying more stuff to piss me off and hurt me more. I tell her maybe these guys should take her to Olive Garden instead of these expensive dates. That way they will have enough money to take her on a second date after they have you-know-it with her, and that pissed her off. I'm so glad I got in her FaceTime for this. Dude, get off. Stop talking to her. Move on. But yeah, she went on to say that my work is meaningless, that I'm a loser as a man. He's an architect. He works for a big architect firm. He has 10 employees that work under him. He's 32, making $135. Okay, he's on the right path. And he's a loser. He's a loser. His work is meaningless. This is what happens when you get in fights with women and the giant egos, the sense of entitlement that we have today. That I'll never be able to have a family in NYC, that I barely have enough to take care of myself. I was like, okay, good luck. You are the one that's 33 years old. Good luck having kids one day. Hopefully your company covers IVF. And I hung up. Praise the Lord. It's about time you hung up. I don't ever talk to this bitch ever again. He says, I know I was mean. Dude, that's your way of apologizing. She brought this on. She brought on all this bullshit. Don't feel bad about being mean. She was insulting you as a man, insulting your salary, insulting your job, insulting the time that you were together. Don't feel bad. She deserves this, and you're gonna have the last laugh because you're beginning your prime. 33 years old. You're doing well for yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. You'll be making more money, become a better version of yourself. It's downhill for her. Believe me, you'll be making more than her one day, and have a younger, hotter wife if you don't stop acting like a beta, or at least younger, hotter girlfriend. You'll have the last laugh. I know I was mean, but this entire time she thought she was above me. and thought of my life's accomplishments as nothing. Yeah, that's exactly it. And can you imagine this dude actually stayed with her and married her? She would think that he was nothing. I mean, and would not be supportive of him. And I guarantee if they got married and she had kids, then she'd want him to quit his job and stay at home so she could take care of everything. And that would just furthermore, solidify her effingest ideas. Good for this guy. I don't like how he handled it. I don't like the fact that he contacted her again and got into his little drama thing, but at least it's over. He says, that's that. We are broken up, and after what was said, too, I don't see a chance of us reconnecting in the future at all. If this guy reconnects with her, I'm going to track him down in New York City. I'm going to get in the car, drive from Boston to New York City, and I'm going to slap the shit out of him. No, it's over. Do not get involved with this girl. It's done. Move on. Work on your career. Work on yourself. Make more money. All that. Do well. Enjoy yourself. When you're ready to date, if you're going to do that, don't date any effingist. Date girl may makes $90,000 a year. He says, for me, I guess what I really liked about her was the fact that she was intelligent. What about her body? What about her looks? What about her elements of her personality? You were most attracted to her because of her intelligence? Well, that also says something about him. And I had a lot of similar family values I wanted in a partner. But I wouldn't be okay in a relationship with someone that thought of themselves as above me. Well, that's exactly what your relationship was. And you thought it was all great for the first 8 months, which a lot of relationships are, but then eventually the true colors always come out. This is who she is, man. That fight, that showed exactly who she is. But you now know. So yeah, that's that. We are done now. Thank you guys for your support. My inflated male ego is fine. It's hurting, but I'm glad we had this fight. I got to see more of her character, and I can say for a fact I'm making the right decision. You're damn right you're making the right decision, bro, and good for you. Now, like I said, it's over. Do not contact her. Move the hell on, okay? This girl's trouble. And you will have the last laugh, mark my words, because you're 32. You're a rookie. You're early on in your career. It's going to just get better and better for you. And as you get more experience, you're going to have more employees working under you. You're going to get a higher salary. You might move on to a different architectural firm and get a better job, better position, better job. You're going to do great. Don't let assholes like her try to keep you down. And that's what she's trying to do, make you doubt yourself and feel bad. Guys, don't ever let anybody push you down like that, make you feel like you're nothing, okay? Unless, of course, that is something that you use to motivate you to improve, to do better. But even that. But this guy, like I said, if he stayed with her, it would have been miserable. He'd not make him a problem at all. But again, guys, the important lesson of this video, two things. One, female hypergamy. They always want a guy that's going to do better, so they feel like they got a prize. And this guy making $135 is not chump change. I know it's very expensive in New York City, but still, 32, and she thought that she was dating down. This wasn't the life I envisioned. No. That's just how it is, okay? She wouldn't have been happy unless she had to make $300,000 a year at least, okay? And no joke, guys, you can make $1 million a year, and if your girl makes $2 million a year, she's dating down. You're a loser. No freaking joke. So guys, that's the important lesson there, and also the important lesson about the honeymoon period. He thought everything was cool for the first 8 months, but then her true colors came out. So, but anyhow, guys, this has gone on long enough. So that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me what you think about this. I don't think there's going to be a part 3 to this story because I think the guy finally learned this is her true colors and it's over. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.